Good morning. It's a positive start once again for Dalal Street. At this point, we're looking at gains of about 0.5% for the Nifty 50 benchmark. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind to put all of this in context. We had over 3 lakh cases added of COVID-19 in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. this morning. The number came in at 3.2 lakh, but it is less than Monday's figure of 3.5 lakh. So, to a certain extent, there is some positivity from that, perhaps. It's too early to celebrate, too early to call this a peak of cases. In fact, a mathematical formula by an IIT professor said that we could likely see a peak in the middle of May. That is more likely than what we're seeing right now. But hopefully, we are nearing that peak. The second factor to bear in mind is that the US has said that it will send out 60 million vials of AstraZeneca vaccine that it is not going to be using to the rest of the world. And as much as 10 million of that is going to be available in the near term. The rest will be in May and June. That is a positive. They have also, the US has also said that they will send out an aid package to India to aid in the fight against COVID-19. So that is also being viewed very positively at this juncture. Now, earnings is going to be front and center today. Quite a few Nifty companies are reporting earnings, as many as, say, you look at the likes of Bajaj Finance, Maruti Suzuki, Axis Bank, as well as Britannia, all going to be announcing their Q4 results today, and that's going to have a bearing on how they react. A couple of them are trading well, whereas Axis, so Bajaj Finance is gaining about 1%, Axis on the other side is losing about 2%. But if you look at the advances and the declines on the Nifty 50 today, you will see that it is a heavyweight, and particularly Reliance Industries with gains of about 1.8%, that is dragging the benchmark practically by the scruff of its neck and saying, okay, you're going to stay in the green today. So 0.5%. Quite a bit of that being contributed to by Reliance Industries. It was gaining yesterday. It is continuing to gain today. Let's look at the sectoral picture then, and it is at this juncture quite a rosy picture, and all of the sectors at this juncture are in the green. Perhaps some are not gaining very significantly. If you look at the Nifty Bank, it's only up about 0.2%, or perhaps a little bit less than that. You have the FMCG index that is up about 0.3%. IT is up only about 0.1%. Pharma is up about 0.1%, but metals are looking strong, up 1.8% yet again, and auto is looking reasonably strong with gains of about 0.7%. Now, if you look at the market breadth and you zoom out, it's looking quite good yet again. So 3 gainers for every loser in the broader markets, and that's reflected in how the broader market indices are faring. At this point, you have the mid-cap index with gains of about 0.6%, and the small cap index with gains of over 1%. Now, will this positivity last through the session? I suppose it would depend on how the earnings pan out. If there are huge disappointments, perhaps that could jar the mood that we are currently in, and that seems to be in a bit of a consolidation zone. We may not see very wild swings unless something extremely negative is announced, or in fact, if you have positive news. Do watch out for more on the channel, that is ET Now, over the course of the day for all the news on markets and business and a lot more.